Hello everyone, welcome to the backyard, where we back it up. Today I got back up in my brain for my compassionate thoughts. Yeah, we're healing, guys. So I just wanted to share some thoughts that I've been having recently and some words of wisdom or words that have been helping me through the intrusive thoughts and the fears. The voices that tell me like I don't deserve love, and the voices that tell me I deserve less love than I think. I'm allowing that to be shown from the people and things that I surround myself with and consume. If I believe I deserve the love that's around me and I'm not happy, then I don't think the love that is surrounding me is a great reflection of how I'm loving myself. Dude, I'm gonna tell you right now, reality changes when everything you thought you knew is a lie. No. Reality changes when everything you thought you knew was like forever. It was valid. And it's always a process. Whatever you're doing right now, it's a journey. But when the thoughts that you tell yourself make you feel empowered and make you feel like you could sing a song about everything that's happening to you, and it would be kind of chaotic, it would be about crying and loving and feeling and blah blah blah. But at the end of the song, when you kind of like do your last bar, your last line, or your last verse, and you say something that kind of comes back to you and talks about love, you know you're singing a good tune, okay? If you sing about your life being something that isn't forever, something that changes every time you think a thought, you feel a feeling, you look at the time, then all of a sudden anything could happen in your life. And that is so cool to think about. Because if change is upon us, then we get a new reality every day we open our eyes. Now, if this is too deep for you, if you can't swim in the deep end, I would suggest maybe hopping on to another video, because this is all the deep end. I'm sorry. Wear your floaties, take some swimming lessons, learn how to back float, starfish that, because we're in the deep end, and if you can't swim, you'll drown. So if you would like to go back to the kiddie pool, please exit the deep end, because the lifeguards don't want to have to jump in. I think love is change. I think we can all change. And I think all we need to do is love. Because if all we're doing is shaming and shaming ourselves into living differently, we're going to come back to the same cycles of never feeling like enough and also insecurity. If you are band-aiding with outside and external things, it's always going to come back to the internal at the end. Now, I think that external love is important in healing. You can't go through all the shit you're going through in life alone. You just can't. We're made to help each other. Adversity is meant to go through in tribes, in groups. Like humans hunted animals together. Humans ran from animals together. Humans survived together. Like, we're always fighting, crying, singing, celebrating, grieving, loving in packs, in community. And I'm saying you don't have to go through things alone on the external side, but don't hope that other people can save you, right? Just because you get saved by the lifeguard doesn't mean you can swim. Learn to swim, babe. Learn to swim. But yeah, we're learning to swim this summer. I got my vices, and my vices include dancing, music, and my self-thoughts, I think, my compassion. I'm learning how to speak to myself and not repeat what my mom spoke to herself like. Because growing up my mom would call herself dumb. She'd get mad at like if she failed. She'd get mad if something went wrong. She'd, oh, don't do this, that could be scary and stuff. But scary is actually great. Lean into the fear, because as I unlearn talking to myself in a negative context and talking to the world in a negative context, I go towards compassion and, you know what, let's get up and try again. Just because it's a bad day doesn't mean I'm a bad person. Just because I'm feeling these feelings doesn't make me a bad person. At the end of the day, internal thoughts is gonna what gets you back up. I think that's why competitive sport and, let's say, like marathon running, people love to do that, because it's a lot of self-talk. Like, even going to the gym, we like it. We like it because in that moment, we're saying we can do it. We can push through this. Like, we got this. We can lift heavy. We can run this far. We can get to our goals, right? And if we take that into every part of our life, that mindset for yoga, for lifting, for running, for swimming, I think an athlete's brain is healthy because it is saying we got this, we can keep going, we can keep pushing. Now, it can get to an unhealthy point, but I'm saying in the healthy context, that is like self-love in a way. That's pushing yourself, that's wanting to grow, that's wanting to change, right? Growth is change. You're not, like, if you want to lift heavier and you want to get bigger muscles, your muscles have to change. They're not going to stay the same the whole time, right? They break and repair, just like you. So, emotion-wise, that's what's going to happen. And I think that after realizing and being conscious of what I'm saying to myself and not repeating what I've heard growing up and not beating myself up if I'm late, if I'm doing something wrong, if I didn't get this mark or something. I always think like an L, take an L. That's just, you're learning, right? Take an L. You're just learning. And you can't really lose if you have nothing to lose. So what if you go into sport or vulnerability or places where you're putting yourself out there and you're deciding, you know what, if I do this, I'm winning either way. Rejection, failure. If you're putting yourself into the situation, that's a win. Boom. And it's hard because you don't get like instant gratification from putting yourself into uncomfortable situations. We gotta learn to go through the discomfort to get to a beautiful place. Good things take time, healing takes time, and conscious effort constantly. Now, don't get me wrong, there are times where you celebrate it. You go out, you kind of like get into your body, stop thinking, don't have to think all the time. It's not good. But I think being conscious and being intentional with what you're doing with your time and where you're putting your time and what you're surrounding yourself with, really. How people perceive you is a reflection on themselves. How people perceive you is not a reflection of you. You cannot control how people see you. And trying to, it just goes against the rules of the universe. It goes against science. It goes against whatever. It doesn't do anything other than more energy is put towards, like, being mad, being sad, pushing against a wall to open it. I've tried to control a lot in my life. The best things come from letting the universe control. Not the systems, the universe. Also, I've realized that my feelings, my emotions are not me. My emotions are being human, and humans are imperfect. We're never gonna, like, if I was perfect, I would not be on Earth right now. And I want to be on Earth, so I have to be imperfect, and I have to make mistakes, and I have to fuck up, and I have to cry, and I have to offend someone, and I have to stand up for myself and lose friends and lose people, because guess what, I'm gonna gain other people. Like, if I was perfect, I would not be on Earth, okay? So my feelings then, my emotions, are what make me human, and also what make me feel uncontrolled, feel discomfort. Emotions are uncomfortable. The ones that are survival too, the fear one, that's uncomfortable. Despair, grief, it's just we have to go through them, because avoiding only gets you hurt. I found that out recently. We're always gonna hurt in this life. If you're hurting right now, congratulations, you're human. I think we feel our emotions all at once. Every kind of emotion you could think of, that's being human. You can't just feel one. There's so much going on. It's complex. Emotions are chaos. They're not really controllable. When you acknowledge that your emotions are not you, you become unstoppable. Because if fear is a factor that limits you or prevents you from doing something, and you don't associate fear with yourself, I'm scared because I'm human, but if I know myself, I know I can do this. I'm scared to do it means that there's an emotion there, and I'm not my emotion. I can still do it. Now, this is another thing. I'm not saying don't listen to your body, don't listen to your intuition, your anxiety. Anxiety is important. It means you care. Listen to your anxiety. But when there's a lot of fear happening and it's something new that you've never done before and you feel like you need to do it, it's a good scared. Then know that you can do it. Because you are not your emotions. You are not fear. You are not anger. You are not depression. You are not anxiety. You are not that. You are not the emotions you hold. What you do with your emotions are important though. As in, like, are you going to let them flow through your body? Let them sit there? Because letting them sit is not reactive. Letting them sit feels like dabbing up your emotions, like being human, like allowing that in. That's beautiful. Trying to reject emotion and not feel an emotion, blocking it, does not work well. It actually prolongs the experience of that emotion. If you feel an emotion very deeply, good for you. It feels messy. It feels like I could drop 3 songs about this heartache, this heartbreak, this hate, this anger, this I need to just do this. Put your emotions into creation. Create things with your emotion. That's what connects us as humans, I think. Art, music, movies, like, people are feeling these emotions so heavily. It's a part of our experience. It's a part of what we share. We're bodies on earth, and we're not perfect. We're not God. We're not Allah. We're human. Like, we messy. We're chaotic. We like structure, but we're not meant to be ruled by structure. We are not meant to be robots. Things happen. So sit in it. You are not the emotion you sit in. You know, if I'm in the bathtub having a bath, I'm not the water. I'm not. I can be one with water, because I'm a water sign. But I'm not water. I'm Soleil. I'm Saulier. Actually, learned my name, I wasn't saying it the proper way, so if you know me as Soleil, it's actually Saulier. 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 So, they are dropping a new mixtape, and it's 2 seconds long. Saulier. That was it. These are the thoughts that's going on. You are not your emotions. Surround yourself with, like, love. If you feel like shit, what are you consuming? What are you putting in your body? What are you watching on social media? What words are you believing? And are you taking to heart? And are you taking personal? How people see you is not about you. How people see you is about them. Thank you for listening.